Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Adriana. Today I'm doing a little bit of a different kind of video. It's going to be a little bit more personal. As you can tell by the title, I'm going to be talking about my breast augmentation journey. And if that is something that you are curious about, interested in, whatever the case may be, then just stick around because I want to get straight into the video and it's going to be as informational and as concise as I can possibly make it. And yeah, so just grab yourself a beverage if you want because I have my tequila soda here and I'm just gonna get started. Okay, so let's do an overview of my breast implants. So I got my implants when I was 21. I'm 26 years old now, so been almost 6 years, and I went from a small B to a bigger D, double D, whatever, doesn't matter. I got 430 cc's on my left and 420 cc's on the right. And the reason that I got more cc's on my left is because I had a fuller breast on my right than the left. So that was just my surgeon's way of trying to correct them, make them more symmetrical, whatever. And I decided to go under the muscle. I got them under the crease as well. What else did I get? I got saline. I decided to go with saline because one, it was cheaper. My surgery was $5,900. And with silicone, my surgeon told me that I would have to get regular MRIs because of the possibility of a rupture. If you had silicone implants, you wouldn't know if they ruptured because you couldn't see it. You know, it wouldn't go flat. It would just start leaking and you wouldn't know, and that is not good for your body. So I decided to go with saline because I would know if I had a rupture, even though that still kind of made me feel weird. So if you guys have been on my channel for a while, for a long time, I actually started my channel when I decided to get my implants and I wanted to film my journey because I had seen so many YouTube videos about these women going through their breast augmentation surgeries, and it just made me feel like if they could do it, I could do it. And I wanted to be another source of information for women because I had found that to be so helpful when I was going through the consultation, when I was going through recovery. It made me feel like things were okay because I had seen the same kind of things happening to other women. And when I recorded myself going through the journey, I couldn't even speak coherently. I couldn't get sentences out because I was on medication, and it just felt crazy to me. And when I saw the footage back, luckily, I guess it turned out to be a good thing, I decided to stop taking my medication at that point. And it was safe to do so. It was just pain medication, but I decided to stop taking it because I felt like not myself. I didn't feel good anymore. Like I didn't feel right. And there's always the possibility of addiction, which is something that they warn you about, and which is honestly a very serious thing. So luckily I decided to stop, and who knows if it would have turned into something bad or not, but I am glad I did. So some things that I wish I knew before. I mean, I thought I did extensive research and I thought I knew everything I needed to know for the most part to make an educated decision on getting my boobs done. Now looking back, it kind of feels like maybe I did, but information is always coming out in, you know, the medical field, and this is still new technology. Like they don't have enough studies. There hasn't been enough time, a long span of time for them to do long enough longitudinal studies talking about the impacts of breast implants. There just hasn't, and now I see that. But before I didn't. I thought there was enough research. There were many doctors saying that it was fine, and it was fine to breastfeed as well. Those are things that I'm not so sure about anymore. So in regards to breastfeeding, there has been some research saying that they have found remnants of implants. I don't know if it's like particles or whatever it is that's in the implant in children that have been breastfed, which is so scary because I'm someone who plans on breastfeeding. So that's like a major bummer. I don't know how else to put it, but yeah, like that fucking sucks. And now I've had my breast implants for like 6 years, and I know I have to get them either redone at the 10-year mark or decide I want to get them taken out, which I'm gonna get to that point in a second, but I have to decide something, and I know I want to have children at some point. So now I'm kind of like, should I get them taken out for that reason? Like, I wanted to be a mom who breastfeeds. I wanted to do that, and I don't want to feel like I'm harming my child. So going back to getting them removed, I watched Carissa Puka's here on YouTube. She's one of the people I watched when I decided to get my breast implants. And then to my surprise, I think like a few years later or a year later, she posted a video about breast implant illness. And when I watched it, I'll have a link for you guys if you're interested, but when I watched it, I was kind of like, yeah, that's not true. I don't think so. Like, I think, maybe it's just her body. Like, she's just going through this because she thinks it's her implants, or she's going through that because she just had a negative experience. Like, it's not gonna happen to me, or it's not like a common thing. And then I started to think about it, and I was like, well, you know what? I do sometimes feel like maybe I'm more depressed than I was before I got my breast implants, or maybe I have bad skin because of my breast implants, or maybe I have issues with my period because of my implants. Whatever the case may be, I started to think of things that were going on with my own body and starting to correlate them with my implants. And I don't know if that is actually what's going on, or if I'm even affected by breast implant illness. I'm definitely not affected to the point where Carissa was, but now I do feel like maybe I could be happier if I didn't have them. I don't want them to be the reason why I'm not as happy as I could be, I don't know how else to put that. Like, okay, we all want to be as happy as we could be. So me having something that is not necessary in my body potentially hindering my happiness, it doesn't sit right with me. So that's one thing I wish I knew before I got them. Another thing I wish I knew is the fact that I can't really work out my chest muscles anymore. I can't do a pull-up. I can't do proper push-ups. I can't do much weight because if I do, it feels like my muscles are just like stretching to the point of ripping and not how they're supposed to be. And I feel like I'm being held back. Like, I don't want to feel like I can't do certain things with my body because I have breast implants. Anyway, so Carissa talked about getting an explant, and she did. She got an explant surgery. So that's something that I'm currently pondering. I'm thinking about getting. It sucks that, I spent $6,000 on implants, and now I'm gonna spend potentially up to like $10,000 to get them removed. And this is why I wanted to make this video, because I think it's an important thing to talk about. And I don't want my channel I'm glad that I don't have those videos on my channel of me going through my journey, like, of recovery and, all that. I'd rather have this video talking about how my mindset changed from 21 years old to now 26, going on 30 soon, which is kind of when I'm supposed to get them redone, when I'm supposed to make this decision about my body. I'd rather have this video up because this is a serious thing, and I want women to know what they're really getting into. I'm not trying to bash any women who want to still get the surgery, because I get it. I obviously did it, and everyone has their own reasons, whether it's because insecurities, which is the reason I got them, whether it's because of cancer, whether it's because of transitioning. There are many reasons to do it. I just want people to be informed, and these are things I wish I knew, and I could have potentially saved thousands of dollars. So it's the next day, and I just wanted to add some more things that I was thinking about for the video. And I want you guys to let me know what your thoughts are on plastic surgery, what you think about breast augmentation, and whether you think it's not a big deal or if it is a big deal. I want this to be an open discussion. I think that it has so many layers that I feel like we can really dive really deep into this topic. But I just quickly want to say that, just so you guys know a little bit more about me, I have a bachelor's in psychology, and I'm not saying that to like brag or anything. I'm not qualified to give advice or anything. I'm just saying that I have learned some things about happiness and how it correlates to material possessions, let's say, how it correlates with procedures. So I learned that when you buy something, like intending for it to bring you pleasure or happiness, it is so fleeting. It's gonna last you a year of feeling that same pleasure from that thing that you bought. Like, let's say a car. You buy a car and every day it's a little bit less exciting because you get used to it. And I feel like I can use that as a metaphor for getting your boobs done. So the first, year that you have them, they're still exciting. It's still like a new thing. But after that, it's just whatever. You've already adapted to it. It's not like it's as exciting. What does suck is that now I can't really picture myself without them anymore, Like, you adapt to having this perception of yourself. Like, when I look at myself, I see myself with the chest that I have now. I don't really see myself with the chest I had then. But the great thing about being human is that we are so adaptable that if I do decide to go on with the explant surgery, then I will adapt to having a smaller chest again. I don't know. I just wanted to make this kind of like an ongoing conversation. And I think that it's so important to talk about because it's such a big decision, and I feel like it is still a very sought after procedure. Even though butts are in right now, like tits are not in anymore, butts are in, apparently. Which is a whole nother topic. So if you guys want to have more discussions about societal pressure, beauty industry pressure that we all feel. Anyway, so I just want to start this conversation because I have been thinking about it a lot, and I'm still deciding whether I want to do an explant or go smaller, or what I want to do in regards to my breast augmentation. So I think that is it for this video. If you guys have any questions, hit me up on Instagram, DMs, whatever. I am here to help, and yeah, I'll be back with another makeup video very soon. I'm so glad to be here. I've wanted this channel for a long time, so thank you, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday.